Hello and welcome to Book Reading with Sammy. Today we have got two very special guests in our interview session, Florence and Sarah. Florence and Sarah are registered dietitians passionate about nutrition education. Florence specializes in community nutrition, while Sarah is an intuitive eating counselor advocating for size diversity. Together, they co-authored Around the Garden We Grow, a children's book that encourages curiosity about food, growth, and community. Thank you for being with us today. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Florence. Thank you for
Hi,
joining us today.
Hi, thanks
how
for
are
having
you?
us.
Thank you. So here we are, and here we are with our first question. So can you share the inspiration behind Around the Garden We Grow and what motivated you to create this book?
Yeah, I'll start. Florence and I have been friends and colleagues for almost 20 years, and we had talked about doing a nutrition book for parents many, many years ago, and that idea just kind of got lost along the way. And when I started having a young one going to school, to pre-K and elementary school, the book came about by kind of seeing what my daughter was learning about in terms of nutrition and health. And there were a lot of food messages that were language around food that was talking about food in like a good, bad, or a healthy and unhealthy way.
Mhm.
And I thought, we need something more than this. We want kids to feel good about their nutrition, not to feel shame or judgment around food. So I came back to Florence and I asked her if she would do a children's nutrition book instead of a parent book, and she agreed. And that's where the conversation and the book really got started.
That's amazing, and I'm glad that worked out for you both. We love the book.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As co-authors, how did you collaborate on the project? Like, can you describe your writing process and how you integrated your individual perspectives?
Sure. Sarah and I did a lot of telephone conferences. We did a lot of video conferences just to kind of get our ideas going. I don't know, Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we were really deep into it for a good, at the very minimum, 6 months
Mhm.
before we felt comfortable kind of, getting the book out there. Sarah's very organized. So we had timelines that we work with. We met our own deadlines, which was really good. And we were able to reach out to publishers, even still on a timeline, and we got everything sort of rolling. And before we knew it, our book was done, and it was great.
Um, Talking about the book, how did you collaborate with illustrator Aurelio Del Pino to bring your vision to life? Were there any specific visual elements you felt were crucial to include to enhance the storytelling?
Yeah, so Aurelio's my nephew, and he's now in high school. When we worked on the book, I think it was summer, not this past summer, but the summer before, I sat down with him and reviewed what the book was going to look like and certain elements that we wanted to portray. And Aurelio did an amazing drawing. One of his first drawings was actually a drawing of his abuela making empanadas, and that for us was really significant, just as far as like his representation, but also just representation overall. Like
Mhm.
body diversity was a really big one. When we learn about nutrition messages, it's usually around trying to fit certain ideals around like thinness or fitness, and we want all kids to feel accepted, and we want all bodies to be good bodies and really depict body diversity in the illustrations. Yeah.
That's
Florence,
amazing. He did such an amazing job. It's
thank you.
yeah, yeah. Are
Yeah.
there any upcoming projects or topics you're excited to explore in the future?
Yeah, Sarah and I are looking to do another book for middle school age, I guess preteens or tweens, because it's a delicate age for them. That's when they start to sort of develop their own ideas, whether it's about their body or how they're feeding their body. So we were just talking about, how do we create something of a manual, but not in a manual form, but just something that would be informative for them to understand how to feed themselves, how to nourish their bodies, and just how to feel good about the body that they're in.
That's amazing. We cannot wait to read that book. What was the most rewarding aspect of creating around the garden we grow?
I think for both of us, we would say one, doing it for our families. I know that's a big piece for Florence. Um, I know for me, the educational piece is the best part about it. It is a resource that educators can use in pre-K or in kindergarten all the way up through fifth grade. So
Mhm.
if a teacher has to teach a health lesson on nutrition and is unsure how to do that in a way that promotes more food curiosity rather than the typical kind of good food or unhealthy food or, healthy food, then the book is a great resource for them because it's interactive. It asks a bunch of questions and it can help kids to get more curious about fruits and vegetables and things like that, rather than putting them in the box of like, these are the foods you have to consume, or, things like body respect is another one too, or not body respect, but food respect, like respecting the food choices of others. I think that needs to be a lesson in nutrition education, that we're not, yucking someone else's yum, and we're not calling something unhealthy, or, something like that. We're not being critical of other people's choices, including their food choices. So I think for us, that was a big reason for the book.
That's wonderful. Any personal childhood memories about food or gardening that influenced your decision to write this book?
Well, for me, I'm a big foodie. I've always enjoyed cooking. I've always enjoyed watching people cook, whether it's on TV or in real life.
Mhm.
Some of my favorite earlier memories would be foraging for mushrooms with my grandmother, or just like, begging my mom to let me fry the bean frittatas in the morning. And I was only 5 years old, so I don't know how safe that was, but I enjoyed doing it and I was very good at it.
That's amazing. Sarah, do you want to fill us in?
Yeah, I mean, I just go back to like being from a big family. Our family meals is probably one of the biggest memories that I have growing up. I always say like our life was very chaotic with so many kids and having to be, many places at once. But generally speaking, we always sat down and had dinner together, and that is a big part of my childhood that I remember. Yeah.
Is there a fun or a weird fact about you that most readers don't know about?
So, one of them is that I went to culinary school, so I'm actually a classically trained chef. And I prefer my vegetables cooked instead of raw.
Sarah,
Yeah. Was gonna say Florence's culinary background also played a nice role in the book. It was it was great to have her to collaborate on that side of things. Yeah, I always mention like I'm a Greek dancer, professional Greek dancer, was for 30 years. Hung up the hat a little bit the last 10 years, but it was also a big part of my life and culture growing up, Greek dancing at certain events, festivals, and things like that. So. Yeah.
that's great. Do you have any go-to comfort food? Like Sarah, do you want to share with us?
Yeah, I would say my comfort food is pasta. I feel like it always tastes good. If I'm in a rush and I need something quick, it's easy to make, can order it out and it's usually good. Like I would say pasta is definitely a comfort food for me.
What about you, Florence?
Well, I like a lot of Nigerian food. I
Mhm.
like a lot of ethnic food, and I eat rice just about every single day. So I think that would probably be my go-to comfort food.
So, if you were to describe yourself as a plant or a vegetable from the garden now, which one would you be and why?
I said I was thinking like a watermelon, like nice and sweet, and also love it. It's one of my favorite fruits, so that's what I think of.
Watermelon it is then. What about you, Florence?
I would be a carrot. I feel like carrots are underrated, but they're very, very vibrant and they bring a lot to the table. They do a lot of
Mhm.
growing underneath and underground that nobody ever sees, but once they emerge, they're bright and full of flair.
Yes, and it's the perfect month for carrots.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Thank you so much, ladies, for giving us some time. It was wonderful talking to both of you. Thank you, and good luck with the book.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Thanks. Bye.